Hi, this is Mark Kaufman, Anthology's Senior Software Engineer on the Developer Relations and Standards team. And I'm making this video as a follow-up to the video I made earlier about importing REST Swagger to documentation to Postman. And so we had a follow-up question about authentication. So I want to show you how I do that. So we're back in Postman and we've imported our collection and we're on the Get Courses API. Now you notice that we also have these things called environments, and you can see here I'm using bdultra50a.blackboard.com environment, but I'm just going to show you a sample environment where you might set that up so that you use environment variables, so you can, I'm using fqdn, base URL, key, and secret, and then you can set those variables and to any value you want. There's an initial and current. Mine are always the same. And I have the fqdn and the base URL and then the key and the secret. These keys and secrets are old ones. They're not the ones I'm actually using for this demo, which is in the bdultra50a.blackboard.com environment. So now I'm going to switch back to my collection and go back to my Get Courses. And what I usually do is, what I'll often do anyways, is I'll go ahead and I'll hit send. And also, anytime you make changes, like if you change an environment, you want to hit save. So I didn't do that back there because I already had everything set up. So here we go. I'm going to hit send. And you can see we got a message here. Now this is helpful. You'll want to have your console open, so you click on the console tab, and you can see that it's going to that learn system with this get request, and it's getting bearer token invalid. So what do I do? Well, usually when I start working on these things, I'm on the params tab. That's the default, and in this case, I've unchecked all these parameters because I just want to make a basic request to the course's endpoint. So what I have to do is go ahead and click on auth. And then what I do is I go and I say, oh, it's doing the OAuth 2 from this collection. So I click on that, and then I need to set that up. The first time you'll need to set it up, and you'll want to set it up like this for two-legged authentication. Type is OAuth 2. You add the auth data to the request headers. There'll be a drop-down here. You can select the drop-down, or you might configure a new token and give it a name. So that's what I've done, and now I've got this token name, Support Ultra. That's for BD Support Ultra. This is my old token from yesterday. The bearer token is here, and then you want to, now this might be the name of your system that you're working with, and if you're working with a different learn system, then you can have different tokens for different systems. That's kind of how I'm doing this. And then grant type is client credentials. Now you see here how I'm using the environment variables, where I'm using the brace to pull the value from the environment that I've currently set. So I'm getting the HTTPS bdultra50a.blackboard.com environment variable, and then that's the this is the endpoint. Now, I think when you import your Swagger doc, it knows to set this access token endpoint. If it doesn't, then you'll want to actually go here and type, the trailing part, learn public API v1 OAuth 2 token. And then, of course, here we have the key and the secret, which we're not going to show the key and secret that I'm using. The scope, I just use splat for testing. It's read, write, or splat. We want to send as a basic auth header. And now when I click Get New Access Token, it's going to actually show my key and secret, so I'm going to move that aside while it does that. But I'm going to click Get New Access Token and talk you through what happens. So here I click that, and it does that, and it says Authentication Complete, and it has a Proceed button. And I click the Proceed, and now it's showing me, it says Manage Access Tokens screen, and it's showing the token details, and it has a new token, and it has expires in, and the scope, and the client ID, and the secret, and a timestamp, but it has a button, Use Token. So I clicked Use Token. So now I've got my new token, and you can see here in the console that I opened, you can see that it made a post to this learn server to that endpoint. And so now I can go back to my get courses request, right? And I can hit send. And we're going to get a happy get request with some data. So there we go. We got our course data from our system, and you can see it did the get here, and it gave us a 200 as success. So hope that helps. Happy coding. Thank you for watching.